this November's version of Minute by Minute with the Mayor of Moose Jaw has us inside the Mayor's office. Your Worship, it's kind of cozy in here.
Well, it is, and I'm always glad to have people come and see the Mayor, and good to have you here.
And speaking of being cozy, the weather is a little bit warmer these days. We had a few snowfalls there, but it's nice outside right now. Right?
Well, we were sure enjoying this, and what I really like too is that it's not really beating the stuffing out of our snow removal budget. So
exactly,
we appreciate that as well.
Well, yeah, I did happen to notice that there's snow was removed around Mosaic Place right around the middle of the month, where we had the triple threat when it came to Mosaic Place.
Which triple threat?
The three events.
The official opening.
Yes.
No, I didn't think of that as triple threat.
we saw all three event modes.
I saw it as three opportunities. I didn't, but maybe from a recording point of view. Yet, the opening really was that was one of the magic things about that weekend for the people in the building, because they were just pumped, because they were going the three different faces within 24 hours, and they were working like beavers after every event, getting ready for the next one. So the concert, then the Remembrance Day, then the Warriors, and it all came off, and it was a great weekend, I think, from everybody's point of view. The events, Remembrance Day, I think, really was a very, very memorable event. I think a lot of people will remember being to the first Remembrance Day celebration in Mosaic Place, because it had a different touch of class that we've not been able to have previously. That first concert was just awesome, that stage stuff, and then of course I wasn't able to be there for the game, but to top it all off, the Warriors beat the Pats on the hockey game in the evening, so it doesn't get much better than that.
Exactly, even from people coming in from other broadcasters too. We had Sportsnet in there not too long ago.
Right.
They seem to say it's a high-class facility.
Yes, it is, and I think people are finding that, among other things, the camera work that's being done on the clock, is, and you'll have a special interest in that, of course, has added to that game day experience. But it was that beautiful camera work that really added to that sense of passion and compassion, I think, that people felt at the Remembrance Day service. So it's kind of nice to see those kinds of facilities working for us here in Moose Jaw.
Now, to switch gears kind of a little bit, we're still talking about the weather. It is warmer outside. It means temperatures are going to freeze overnight, and the city has a new road condition hotline.
We do. It's people will have been used to hearing about a hotline in the spring for potholes, and we've really come to be of the view that it makes sense to have that road report line that's there 24 hours a day, year round, because it's not. We're not just interested in hearing from people where the potholes are for the hotline in the spring, but also their observations related to snow conditions and that sort of stuff in the winter. And by making it 24-hour, then you don't have to wait till the office is open to call in. So 694-4550, I hope people come to know that number, 694-4550. If you see something that in the road conditions, no matter any time of year, then please pick up a phone and let us know. And that helps us do our job to make sure that we can do the best job we can to keep our streets good and safe and traveling capable all year round.
Now, finally, while I still have you here, this past week it was brought up at City Council. What can you tell us about the strategic plan for Moose Jaw?
Big deal. Strategic plan sounds kind of theoretical and generic to a lot of people, but the reality is you and I have a strategic plan about our lives. We all do. Strategic plan is nothing more than the goals that are meaningful to you to take you in the direction you want to go. Every household, every individual has a plan. We don't use that term, but so do good businesses, good organizations, and good cities have strategic plans, and so we've adopted our first here in Moose Jaw. And the significance of that is it serves as a map for city councillors, but just as importantly, in fact, maybe even more importantly, for the administration of city, when the administration is making proposals for changes in programs or different kinds of services, then it's within the context of what council has decided are the priorities. And it comes out of council talking with people in the community, and it's just a good way to run a city to serve as your benchmark for your directions. So we've said here that the things that are important to us in the direction as we look ahead are community pride, our sense of heritage and culture and that sort of thing. Sustainable development. We want our city to grow, good job opportunities, but not growth at all costs. And we don't have the desire. We want to continue to be a family-friendly place. We don't have a desire to be a concrete city with big skyscrapers and that sort of thing. That's not our aspirations. But we said we want it to be safe. And people value that. That's part of that family-friendly kind of thing. It's a city in which we will celebrate wellness, so recreational opportunities as well as health services, social services. Some of those we don't provide by the city, but they are supported oftentimes, and that we want good city administration that's got the resources to run the city well the way we want it. So those are the kinds of things that contribute to a healthy city with a healthy future, from my point of view. And I think for the ongoing benefit of the city of Musha, it was a big deal adopting that.
Mm-hmm. And from my point of view, as a citizen, I always feel better that when my municipal government knows the direction in which they want to head.
It's right. You're right. It's a one-page document. Anybody can have it. It's available online at the www.musha.ca, so people can go and see it themselves. But it's a one-page document that answers the question. So, where's Musha going? Or what are your top priorities in Musha? It answers those questions, and I think that's a good thing.
It's a very well put answer. Now, the most important question of the day.
I know what you're going to ask.
We all know that you're a bit of a fan of the CFL. We all know what my pick's going to be for this weekend's game, but can you give us a little bit more of an educated guess on what's going to happen this weekend?
Well, I think my heart is with your team, but if in my wallet, if I was going to bet, would have to be with the BC Lions. They've been hot. I remember the beginning of the season when we were ahead of the Lions in spite of the season that the Rough Riders had, but they've been hot, and they get home team advantage, and I suspect they're looking at least a 2 or 3 touchdown difference. But my heart will be, although I always cheer for the West team, and in my mind, although technically the Winnipeg Blue Bombers maybe come from the Eastern Division, they're still kind of West, you know. So,
exactly.
So I think we will be kindred spirits this weekend.
That's good to hear. Is Grey Cup Sunday a family gathering event for you?
It often is. I think it's going to be a quiet one for us this year. We just haven't made arrangements to be part of a Grey Cup party anywhere, so I think we'll just be watching at home. But my buddy that I go to the Rider games with, he's going to be watching at his place too, so we'll be connected by the magic of telephone to do the in-game analysis of what they should have done if they...
If nothing else, it's a great opportunity to get together with friends and family.
It is, the Grey Cup in Canada. This is kind of Canada's party in many ways. It is purely Canadian, more than the Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup, it's an international now, and oftentimes American-oriented. But in the world of sports, phenomenal experience when Canada hosted the Olympics, and there was a growth, I think, in our country in patriotism as a result of that. But it was an international event held in Canada. The Grey Cup, that's pure Canada. And so it's a good excuse for a party, but it's also, I think, a celebration in the world of sport. It's something that's uniquely Canadian.
Your Worship, it's always great to catch up with you.
And good to have you here, and welcome to the office.